Hey guys, the Hertz here to give you another chapter of Naruto 627 review. Um, so this review today is about Sasuke's answer, which I gotta admit, I think that came a bit early, much more earlier than I expected. But uh, I'm glad the story's moving on. But I'm gonna be honest, I felt this chapter it rushed a lot of things and themes that I think really we're out of flashback now, so I think he should have really not condensed it all into this chapter. I think he should have spaced it out more throughout a few chapters. You know, there's a lot of development that could have gone on during the journey um, to the battlefield that we could have, got some drama, um, seen what the kind of dynamic would have been between Minato and Sasuke, but that will all come at the end. This chapter starts off with Sasuke pretty much reiterating what Hashirama said. Um, and he essentially says, well, the dream that Madara was talking about is the infinite Tsukiyomi, which will essentially turn everything Hashirama and all the other clans have make it in vain. Which is kind of like how Madara is, because he put so much effort into his clan, but he later on it gained him nothing. He didn't secure anything. He did secure his clan to the village system, but look how that turned out, and we know that he was pushed out of the clan. So everything he sacrificed was, to an extent, at least in his mind, in vain. So he wants to pretty much do the same to everyone else. Um, and then you've got what Itachi and Hashirama have in common, in that out of all the people who understood him most, not even his own brother understood him that as well as Itachi. Itachi and Hashirama both understood the value of putting yourself in the line of fire so that others won't have to be, for the greater good. And I think Itachi really does exemplify the whole shinobi aspect to endure. And Tobirama pretty much says that Shisui Uchiha was and Kagami Uchiha were both, well, mainly Kagami, because Kagami was in his era. But he says Kagami was like the same as Itachi. He put the village first, not just his clan, which I think is what you're meant to do once you start, forming an alliance, because that's the only way the alliance is going to grow and stabilize. And like I mentioned before in the last chapter review, Tobirama really does seem like the diplomat, the politician of Madara and Hashirama. And it really shows that he managed to make this balance. I still haven't. I said before that I wouldn't get the answer about what happened to the Senju, and it seems to be that I was right, unfortunately. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but oh well, maybe we'll find out in the last data book or something like that. I don't know. So I just, even though I understand Tobirama's political mindset in regards to the Uchiha and his ethical ones, I still find it. I still don't like him. I really gotta admit, I understand him now. I really do understand him now, but I still don't like the way he's done things, and I really do blame him for a lot of what led Madara astray. I mean, I know he said Madara was dangerous, but Madara was coming down around Hashirama. But whenever Tobirama showed up, he always created friction, always reminded everyone of the past, and I really didn't like that. And he only really did it when it was towards the Uchiha, in particular Madara. And maybe there was some jealousy there, I don't know, but and then you've got Hiruzen's, the third Hokage's, kind of regrets. And he basically says all the darkness of the village, all the the necessary evils, he shrugged off onto Danzo, and Danzo pretty much took it, embodied that so much so that he became a kind of almost an extremist. He was willing to do anything for the village, but he did it in a very dark way, which wouldn't have happened if Hiruzen had taken more of the responsibility as well, so that they could balance things. I don't think any system works unless you learn how to balance responsibilities among leaders, among people who are responsible, so that no one shoulders the burden. Hiruzen has a lot of regrets, but Minato said, you may have done things that might have been counterproductive later on. You may have been a bit too laid back in your decisions, not as laid back as Tsunade, I might add. But you've also done a lot. You've also produced a lot, and it's because of you that the village got to where it pretty much, the will of fire, the creation, the complete form of the village pretty much happened in Hiruzen's era, and that's what allowed Minato to become Hokage at such a young age. So yeah, that was the first part, and now the second part. I'm not going to go into this part just yet. I think I'll do this at the end, because it raises so many questions, so many questions that I think will be answered in the. I think they have to be answered in the later chapters, but it's really about characterization and character development of Sasuke. But Sasuke chooses to, essentially they say, okay Sasuke, what are you going to do? And Sasuke thinks about all that Itachi thought of, what Itachi sacrificed, and why he did it. And Sasuke comes to the understanding that for the infinite Tsukuyomi to succeed, all of Itachi's efforts will go in vain. All his love, all his dedication will be in vain, and the death of his clan will be in vain. So he decides that he's not going to destroy the leaf, and he's going to protect what his brother fought for, and he's going to go to the battlefield with the Kages. Now I'll jump on to the questions that decision raises for the Naruto series. Now the third part is where Team OPAF move out, and Karen comes out of nowhere. She I guess I will give Kishimoto credit. He did set it up. It was reasonable for her to search out Sasuke. Karen reunites with the rest, and what I find very hard to accept is the fact that she got over the betrayal in what, 4 or 5 panels, and a lot of drama was cut out of this chapter, and I think the drama between Karen and Sasuke needed to be looked at, because it's almost like, well, what, that just because she forgives him doesn't validate what he's done, and it doesn't make sense, because when he stabbed her and threw her away and said you're useless, he was saying that she's not worth anything to him anymore. So what? I'm surprised, because remember when he stabbed her, she said, "Well, what am I to you, Sasuke?" And he never answers. Well, he does, but he says, "You're nothing," you know. So I think there really needed to be a scene where Sasuke reestablishes Karin's purpose, her value to him, because that apology just, I can't invest in Sasuke's apology. Now Sasuke, I don't even remember Sasuke apologizing once in the entire. No, I don't. I don't remember him apologizing. Maybe. Yeah, I've never seen him. I don't remember him apologizing, which goes to show how rare it is he apologizes. So that apology itself has a lot of weight because he said it, but still, I felt that that was really Kishimoto should not have cut that off. He really should have gone a lot deeper into how Sasuke's changed, and he could have done that with Karin. But that's at the end of the video. But what does she have to offer? I mean, what does she have to offer? I mean, think about it. All she can do is heal if someone bites her. She's a sensor type, but unless they're going to a different battlefield, I'm pretty sure they've already got a shit ton of sensor types on the battlefield as is. So what can she offer that no one else can? I mean, she does have very unique sensor abilities, very in-depth sensor abilities, and I'm interested to see how it matches up to, say, Tobirama or Minato's sensor ability. But I don't see how she can be. She's got good analytical skills, but so does Sasuke. So I don't see what she will offer to the battlefield. I really don't see what she can do, apart from kind of get in the way. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kishimoto incorporates that. But then again, I want to see, now that he's reintroduced her, I hope he takes responsibility for that and make her useful in this fight in some way, even if it's only to provide information or analysis. I just hope she becomes a lot more useful. Another thing is, Orochimaru seems goalless to me. He's only doing all of this because essentially he's got nothing better to do. That's you know, he doesn't have a goal anymore. It used to be to learn all the jutsus in the world, and he said something about Kabuto copying me, and I'm interested by the fact that Sasuke didn't copy me. He did his own thing. But that's other people's goals. That's interesting, yeah, but what about your goals to learn about every jutsu in the world? What are you going to do? I mean, yeah, I really don't know. I mean, if I was Orochimaru, I'd be like, well, since I've looked through Kabuto's eyes, I know that Obito has a laboratory full of Sharingans. So if I was Orochimaru, I'd go straight there, steal some, and you know, that's one of my main goals complete. And he's already got immortality. I mean, now that he's got a Zetsu body, who knows how long that's going to last him. But out of all the characters, he's the most zombie-like in that he's just kind of, you know, he's looking at it from a third-person perspective. He's like, oh, this is all interesting. I don't really have a goal, so I'm just going to tag along. Which is kind of understandable, but for Orochimaru, who was the main villain through all of Part 1, the main villain in Part 1, to be kind of this guy whose only purpose is to show off jutsus, I still think there needs to be one more final stage of character development. And by the way, whatever happened to the soul of Orochimaru that was sucked into Susanoo by Itachi? How does that work? I don't understand. I'm really confused. Is it like No, I don't understand, and I don't know what's happened to the Kyuubi's chakra. I know it's not in Minato because it was sealed into the belly of the Death God, so it's inside the Death God's stomach. But how do you release chakra? Souls and. I think that might be another video. So the last part is essentially where the Kage state their intentions. And there's not much about this. I mean, Hashirama says he just wants to meet Madara again and see how he's changed, or see how he's still the same, and probably question his motives and see if he can sway him back to the will of fire. Hiruzen essentially wants to. I think he wants to clean the slate. I think he wants to fix all the problems he's made. He wants to see an end to it. He wants to see an end to his chapter in the Naruto series, and the only way to do that is to put a lid on the Uchiha hatred, which all the Kages directly and indirectly have a part of, and I think they all kind of share that same goal, but Hiruzen more so, because he's just had a lot of failures because of his, I'm not sure if irresponsibility is the right word, but I think lack of action is probably one of his main regrets. Minato wants to see his son, which again this soul and chakra thing. Does he not remember what happened in the Nagato versus Naruto fight when Naruto went QB mode and almost went full Nine Tails, and Minato stopped it? Does that not link into him? Does he not see that? Does he not get that knowledge? Like, is it just like, does it not act like a shadow clone then? I mean, it's really confusing what he actually means. But yeah, he just wants to see his son again, and he wants to do something for him. You know, he's never given him a present, he's never given him a gift, he's never really given him anything apart from the Kyuubi, which in the long run has proven quite useful now. But I think he wants to give something more than just a responsibility. And I think that's by helping him win this war. Tobirama, he just wants to defeat Madara. And I gotta admit, I really want to see what kind of drama unfolds between Tobirama and Madara. Because I think a lot of Madara's problems are based around Tobirama to an extent. A lot of his problems, you know, Tobirama just fanned the flame of Madara's problems with the clan. So yeah, that's all. And now I'm gonna just jump back to the Sasuke, the implications of what Sasuke's done by choosing the hidden leaf to fight for the hidden leaf and to fight against Obito and Madara, or at least that's what we assume. How has he changed? I mean, this was a big decision. This is integral to his character development, to his character foundation, to his characterization, and it's like you don't really see much change. He's still, I mean, yeah, he's still the same guy, but I mean, Karen herself said that before his chakra was darker than when he had the Curse Seal level 2. So, did this decision make him lighter? I mean, warmer? Yeah, how has this decision changed his ethics? How has it changed the way he perceives the world? Because before, we remember that during his argument with Kakashi, he said that when I think back to how everyone was laughing, how everyone was enjoying life, to me it was more like they're laughing at Itachi's actions towards the clan. They were laughing at the Uchiha and all the what the Uchiha had suffered. They were laughing behind his back. That's how he viewed the world, and that's why he wanted to destroy Konoha, because he thought they were all living it up based off the blood and betrayal that they made Itachi instigate. So has that changed? And that was probably my only problem with Sasuke's decision, is that you saw the positives of what Itachi said, but you couldn't compare it to the negatives of what happened with Itachi. So you don't know if he's just recognized the positives, or if he's recognized the positives outweigh the negatives, or maybe the negatives still outweigh the positives. But you never really saw that. You never saw him saying, okay, you know what, maybe my viewpoints on this are wrong. All I really know for sure is that he understands that the village is precious to Itachi, and if the village goes, everything he sacrificed will be in vain, and all the deaths of the Uchiha would have been in vain. So he can't, considering what he wants to achieve in life, he can't really do that. So that makes sense, but that's, you know, I still want to see how he views the world, because that's going to be important for when he comes face to face with Naruto and they come to fight together. And you know what would be really cool is if, you know, when Madara had the Kyuubi and he wrapped the Susanoo armor around the Kyuubi, wouldn't it be really cool if Naruto went Kyuubi mode and Sasuke wrapped his Susanoo armor around the Kyuubi? I think that would be really cool. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But the next question is, what are his true goals? We know what he wants to protect, but I don't understand what that exactly means. Does that mean he's forgiven the village? Does that mean he wants to be part of the village now? I mean, I think it'd be hard pressed for Sasuke just to forgive the village like that. I'd at least kill the two elders. I wouldn't even, I'd make them beg for life before I killed them, but I don't see, there isn't enough here to say that he's a Konoha shinobi. Yeah, I don't really understand what that's about. So we'll see. Maybe he'll break off from Konoha and start his own clan somewhere else. Who knows? Can he come back, actually, to the Will of Fire? I think he doesn't have enough relationships to tie him down to Konoha. I mean, he barely cares about Naruto. All the others, he doesn't really even, he hasn't, even in part 1, he never really socialized with them that much. I don't recall him working as a team with the other Konoha 11, only kind of in the fillers, but those don't count. So yeah, I don't really see why he would convert to the Will of Fire. I can understand why he would drop the Uchiha's hatred, but I don't know why he would join back with Konoha. I really don't. There's just not enough to keep him there. And it's just got too many painful memories. I think there's too many painful memories and not enough good relationships to hold him there for too long. The next question, and probably the most important question, is we know that ever since the end of part 1, we knew that the final battle would probably be between Naruto and Sasuke. Now, why would he do that? It doesn't make any sense anymore. I mean, yeah, I guess just because he wants to defend the village doesn't mean he wants to be part of the village. But I don't see how a fight's going to fix that anymore. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, what is going to happen? I really don't know. There's not any reason why they would come into conflict now. He doesn't want to destroy the village. He doesn't want to I don't think he wants to return to the village, and if he does, then what's the point? I mean, yeah, I really don't. I just don't see why they would fight. Um, Unless something changes. I mean, Obito and Madara could convert Sasuke. Um, and yeah, what do you guys think now that Sasuke, to an extent, has gone good? Because I know a lot of people would be bummed about that, and I know I am. I know I've got major problems with that, but it depends on how this character development has changed Sasuke's character. I definitely don't want to see him smiling a lot. I gotta admit, I still want him to be kind of this aloof, kind of dark character. But we'll see. So, that's me today. That's my review of Naruto chapter 627. I think we're going to jump back now to the big fight between the Allied forces and Madara and Obito. Not that that's probably going well. I mean, I don't see how they could beat Obito, let alone I don't see how they could beat Obito, let alone Madara. Though I don't know. I mean, Obito's probably broken anyway, but he'd be impossible if he could use the Rinnegan, which I don't understand why he doesn't. But okay then. But yeah, that's me for today. The Hurt signing out, and I'll see you guys later. Please comment and please rate and please subscribe. And tell me what you think.